are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Hello, I am your Superintendent, Jason Manuel.
And I am Mason Grace. Thank you for joining us for the latest installment of the Germantown Municipal School District's Spotlight on Excellence.
Today, our show will feature tap dancing, some quick tips and reminders about this year's open enrollment period.
But first, a little chess as we check in with Logan Wu, a 6th grade student at Houston Middle School, to talk about their recent victory at the National Championship. Welcome to the show, Logan.
Hi.
Hey.
All right, so I know that the team just went to a championship, and I think you won a championship there, became a national chess champion. So what exactly does that mean? What does it mean to be a national chess champion?
Kids come from all over the country to play in this K to 6th grade championship, and each player has 5 minutes to...
Is it to finish up the whole game in 5 minutes? It's not one turn,
well,
right?
each player has 5 minutes, and when they run out of time, they lose.
Okay, so like each turn is not 5 minutes. The whole game
No,
is, right?
yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So this isn't something that you just are naturally good at. You may be blessed, but this is something you've worked hard at too. How long have you been playing chess?
I've been playing since kindergarten, like 6.5 years.
Oh, wow.
And when did you win your first champion? You started in kindergarten, and where did you get started?
In a library, and it was a group lesson, and I just caught interest from that.
Here in the Memphis area?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. And when did you actually win your first championship?
That was when I was in 1st grade.
Wow.
A whole year later.
Now, is this something your parents play chess also?
No, they don't play chess.
They're not.
Not competitively.
Not competitively. So as you practice, you're obviously looking for people that you can play with too.
Yeah.
So at first, when you were in kindergarten, you were playing in the afternoons, extracurricular with other kids that were at libraries or at your schools?
Yeah.
And what's that like? Because we know that to be good at anything takes a lot of practice. So what does your practice time look like?
Well, after I do my homework, and on Mondays and Thursdays, I have a lesson with my Grandmaster coach through Skype. And after that, each day I probably have 2 hours of practice.
So you said you have practice with your Grandmaster coach. So there's not anyone close by that will fit that category? Because you said you're on Skype.
In Tennessee, it's not much of a chess state.
Where is your grand champion that you're talking to?
He lives in Serbia.
In Serbia. Wow.
Well, how did you get in touch with this Grandmaster?
We talk with Skype.
With Skype, you talk. Now, are y'all just playing each other, or are you actually looking at strategies? So you know, like when somebody opens with this move, this is the strategy they're trying to use. What does your practice look like when you're practicing?
Well, in a lesson, if I recently played a tournament, then we're probably going to analyze those games, and if there's nothing, then we might look at openings or some strategy.
And I think you've done more, so national championship obviously is here in the United States, but I think you've done some international competitions?
Yeah.
Great, so where have you been? Tell us about some of those.
I've qualified for World Championships 4 times, and I went 3 times, and those were to Slovenia, UAE, and Greece.
Oh, wow.
And so Dubai, is that right, in UAE?
Yes.
And so you travel with the national team, right? And so what level were you when you traveled with them? What age group? You represented what age group for the team?
Twice our team represented under 8 years, and
Okay.
In 2015 we represented under 10 years.
Wow.
So with these competitions, you're playing kids that are in the same age
Yeah.
bracket as you. Do you ever play adults or people in competition? Are there open competitions regardless of age?
Yeah, pretty much all of the competitions I go to, it's like any age can go, unless it's like a national competition.
So you've played adults too that are challenging.
Because you go to some weekend competitions, right?
Yeah.
And tell us about that, because I think it's usually a long drive to get to where you need to go, right? So what's your weekend like when you go on those competitions?
Well, we normally leave early from school on Friday, and then it takes, like, sometimes it takes 4 hours, sometimes 9, and then it's a 2-day tournament normally, and then when we get back, it's like 2 in the morning on Monday sometimes.
Oh, wow.
So I think we shout out to some of the people at Houston Middle, because I think they've been very supportive, right, with Miss Woody and Miss Templeton. As a matter of fact, I think that when they knew you were coming to the middle school, they immediately tried to start to form a team for you, right? So who's on your team?
Manish, Sydney, and Cole.
Now, what level are they? Because obviously y'all have different rankings that you have. Are they all at the same level as you?
No.
No. So what level are they at? Do you know?
Yeah. Manish is like 1,400, then Sydney is 1,600, and Cole is like 1,000.
So, and what is your level?
2,000.
2,000. So let's talk a little bit about how you get those points. So obviously that you earn points and you can lose points too. So how do you earn points?
When you beat someone, you gain points. If you beat someone, that's the higher the rating of the person you beat, the more points you gain.
And is that something that you know going into a match with somebody that you're thinking, oh, I know what level they're at?
And so your team, now let's talk about that. You said there are different levels, and you talked about the points. So 2,000, what level is that?
That's expert level.
That expert level, and then below that would be?
There's a class.
I mean, it's 2,000. Is that the level right there to become expert? And then what's the next level after expert?
It's master.
You go straight to master after that.
Yeah, that's 2,200.
Okay.
So you're within 200 points of becoming a master?
Yeah, but like the higher you get, the harder it is to get points. So.
Because you're going against harder and harder competition too.
And of all these, so some of these competitions you've been to, what are some of the titles you got? 'Cause I think you do have some titles against some adults, don't you? Is that right? What are some of the titles that you earned?
Well, 3 times is national champion, and I've gotten 2 All-America team in 2015, 2016.
Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome.
But this isn't all you do, is it? You have other interests too?
Yeah. I like playing piano and violin, and math is, I do that on a daily basis too.
I think you're joining the math counts competition or something coming up. That's pretty neat.
Well, Logan, we are so excited that you are going to Germantown schools, and we can't wait to see what you do in other chess competitions and how our chess teams grow. Because obviously people can look up to you and see what you've done, and they can try to do what you're doing. So we're excited you're here at Houston Middle School. It'll be exciting to watch this chess team and Logan's talents develop each year. When we return, we will explore the open enrollment process and hear more about the brand new Fine Arts Academy at Houston High School. Back in a bit.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
You are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
It's February, and that marks a very special time in the Germantown Municipal School District. The open enrollment period takes place from January 30th through February 10th. In the studio today, we'll check in with Chauncey Bland, Director of Student Services, about the process. So,
Welcome, John.
thanks for being here, Mr. Bland.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit. We hear about open enrollment. Who is open enrollment for, and who are we talking about?
Open enrollment is for any K-12 student that would like to attend a GMSD school. You can live inside of the city of Germantown and wish to transfer to another school within the city that you would like to attend, or you could live outside of the city and you would like to attend a GMSD school, so you apply for open enrollment.
And so we really talk about two types of policies that we have: intra-district versus intra.
Yes.
Intra really being for those residents who are
and-
choosing schools.
And the inner district is for anyone that lives outside of Germantown.
And so people who are interested could go to our policies and see the different
Yes.
requirements for those.
And for the students that are actually in current school, or already in GMSD school, do they need to go to this open enrollment?
The only currently enrolled students that need to apply would be the students that are in the exit year of their schools. So for example, Farmington, Dogwood, if you're in the 5th grade and would like to go to Houston Middle, and you're not a resident zone for that school, you would need to apply. Or Riverdale, Houston Middle in the 8th grade, that you're not zoned to Houston High, you would need to apply for open enrollment.
And what about if I'm an employee? If I'm an employee and I'm bringing children with me, do I need to go to this open enrollment?
Yes, everybody that would like to attend, employees, siblings, students that are currently enrolled, but that are in their exit year, or anybody that would like to attend the school, you need to apply, except for those students that are in the exit year.
Okay.
So when is this starting again? When's the?
It starts January 30th, 10 o'clock. The application goes live, and it'll be open until February 10th at 4 p.m.
So if I'm a parent who lives outside of Germantown and I'm getting ready to do this process, what am I expecting? So when you say go live, it's obviously on our website.
It's an electronic application. It's typically made up of demographic questions, address, current grade, which school you attend, those types of questions. You don't have to upload anything at this point that's safe for registration, but
And so if I go and apply, can I assume that I'm going to get a spot in one of the schools?
no. We don't make any guarantees or promises. What we do, we look at capacity and we look at availability at the schools, and that's how we grant transfers. So there are no guarantees that you're going to be approved.
But obviously, we want everyone to apply because there's no way to get in unless you apply, right? That's the only
Right.
thing.
We encourage everybody to apply, and then we take the capacity and we go from there and offer approvals, or we have to send out some denials.
So tell us about space, because this is something that we're dealing with when we're looking at new school sites for elementary schools. What does it look like as far as space at each of the grade bands or grade levels?
Space is very, very limited or non-existent in the K-5. There's a small amount of space, 6'8". Riverdale has more capacity to accept new students than Houston Middle does. Houston Middle is almost at that maximum capacity, and the high school has some capacity.
But we don't just look at school too, we also look at specific grade bands.
Yes, when we get the applications in, we go through all of the applications, and then we go through a process where we look at grade bands, and there's a formula that's used to, we can only have so many kids per class in the grade band. So if we can take kids in and we're still within that optimal range in the grade band, we typically accept the students that apply.
And now, not only is there this open enrollment process that we have to be a part of, we also have several academies at the high school, and there's more room at the high school than the other grade bands.
Yeah, at the high school, we look at the Honors Academy, Leadership Academy, and the brand new Fine Arts Academy. Those students apply specifically for those academies, and if they're chosen, accepted into those academies, they're granted a transfer to attend our schools if they live outside of the city.
And so walk me through that a little bit. So if I have a student, and I live outside the district, and I have a student I think will be a great fit for the Honors Academy, and you could probably help with this too. What would I do they need to do, or what would I need to do to get them to apply for the Honors Academy and get them enrolled?
There is an application process that you go through through the Honors Academy. And that's Dr. Simone has an application up or had it up, and students apply for that. You have to provide a writing sample, and then you're interviewed, and then there's a rubric that's used to determine who qualifies and who doesn't.
But then for us too, we don't just need them to do that process too. They also need to do the open enrollment.
Yes, if you apply, we encourage everybody in student services when they call, we encourage you, if you apply for an academy, you need to also apply for open enrollment, because if you're chosen, you will need a transfer if you live outside of the city. And if you're, it doesn't hurt to apply for the open enrollment in the academy. But if you apply for an academy, we encourage you to apply for that open enrollment.
And those applications are in the same spot on the website? You can find them in the same place?
The open enrollment application can be found on the GMSD website on the homepage. The Honors Academy, if there's not, there may be a link on the GMSD homepage. If not, you go to Houston High's homepage, and there's a link on that site for the Honors Academy.
So tell us about transportation. What does transportation look like for people who are going through intra or intra-district transfers?
For open enrollment, students that are granted transfers, we do not provide transportation. So even if you're a Germantown resident and you go to Farmington and you want to go to Dogwood, if you're zoned for Farmington and you want to attend Dogwood and you're approved for a transfer, you have to provide your own transportation.
Okay, so what if I do not get accepted? Is it over? Do I give up? What happens then?
So typically what happens when we have an acceptance PAL and a PAL that wasn't able to get in. So we put you on a wait list, and we put on there what school you would like to attend and when you applied and why you were denied. And that process is carried over until about the first or second week in July. And we typically close it down then, because we usually have about 500 to 600 students on that wait list. So we have to cut it at some point. So we'll cut it, and if by any reason that we're able to get you in, you'll receive a phone call, and we'll go from there.
Thank you. Well, make sure you mark those dates on your calendar. Before the break, we have the Houston High Theater Department in the studio to perform Go Into Your Dance, a musical number from their upcoming spring show, 42nd Street.
If you've a melancholy case of the blues, I've got a remedy for you. If you've an ounce of rhythm down in your shoes, then I'll change your point of view. If you've been singing a sad and blue song, go into your dance. Until you learn how to sing a new song, go into your dance. Don't be complaining, learn how to smile. And if it's raining, dance in the rain a while. Put off your sorrow until tomorrow, go into your dance. To get a job in a Broadway chorus, go
You are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome back. I am Superintendent Jason Manuel. Before the break, we were treated to a sneak peek of this year's big high school musical. Now we welcome Bailey Dumlao, who will be playing one of the leads in this year's show. Thanks for being here.
Hi.
So tell us a little bit about 42nd Street. What's it about?
Well, 42nd Street is one of the first backstage musicals of its time. It's set in the 1930s during the Great Depression, and it takes a look at the process of mounting a musical in New York on 42nd Street.
So it's actually a musical about a musical.
Yes, exactly. And you have characters like the juvenile lead, like Billy Lawler, and the chorus girl, who is rather important, and divas like Dorothy Brock, and producers like myself, it's Julian Marsh.
And so it's how they all work together
Yes.
trying to produce this play.
Okay, tell us about your role. You said you're a producer?
Yes,
So, tell us about
my role is Julian Marsh, and I'm a producer of the show, and I act as the director. I put all the little pieces together, the details, the auditions, and who does what.
Now, you are the stereotypical bad producer role where you're trying to take advantage of people, or what is your character like?
Well, he's more of an authoritative sort of, this is how everything has to go, and it will go how he wants it to go, or it won't happen at all.
what kind of, obviously it's a musical, so you got to have some background in music.
Yes.
What kind of background do you have?
Well, I started doing musical theater about a little over 10 years ago, when I was about 5.
Oh, wow.
12.
Okay.
So I have been doing that for a long time, and I've had some piano training and some chorus training in elementary school and such.
Oh, that's exciting. Now, is there lots of dancing in 42nd Street?
Oh, there's lots of dancing. Almost every single number has a little bit of something in it.
So is there tap too?
There's lots of tap dancing, actually. They've been working on learning all the tap dances since right after Thanksgiving. Weekends, coming into the school early in the morning and tapping until noon.
I was going to say that the number of people tapping on this show, there's probably not that many people with prior experience.
Right, we had to teach a lot of us how to tap.
So they're learning from day one how to tap dance.
And it's going really well, yeah.
Wow.
So besides 42nd Street, you've done other plays. Are there some that stand out to you that you enjoyed doing?
Oh, my favorite role has got to be Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat here, actually. It was a wonderful experience, and we got nominated for the Orpheum High School Musical Theater Awards. Personally, myself was nominated for Outstanding Lead Actor, and that was a wonderful experience for me, especially performing a solo on that stage.
And talk about those awards, because I don't think we've had many trips to that award or been there for many awards. How many awards did we get for that play, I think? It's that one play, right?
We got nominated for, I believe, 9 different categories, which is the most we've ever been nominated for, up against some of those really great schools and their wonderful theater departments. It's modeled after the Tonys, so you have performances and interviews and such.
Oh, wow. Did you get to perform on there?
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow. What did you perform?
I performed Close Every Door with a medley of 6 other gentlemen, all wonderfully talented people.
Oh, wow.
And that kind of leads us into the, we have a new Fine Arts Academy that we're starting to really help this grow and flourish. So tell us a little bit about the program, the Fine Arts. Like, what is it? Why do you think having that kind of academy is important?
I think that, personally, from a theater standpoint, it pulls from all of the different talents that we have here, such as the band playing in the orchestra or artists painting set pieces for us. There are so many ways that we can all interact and use our talents for other things, and I think it's a good way to really focus on that and get that out of us.
So you talked about the band playing, so that's a little bit different. In Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, we didn't have a live band playing, or we did have a small?
We did. We had a small adult orchestra.
But this one's different.
This year we have approximately 30 musicians from the school with only 3 professionals, I think.
Oh, wow. So it truly is a student performance.
Oh, yeah.
And so I would think that if you have the Fine Arts Academy and you think about different things that are going on, the collaboration between the departments, the art department, the music department, the theater, that's got to be huge. Have you seen any experience with that?
Well, not yet, but as we add pieces to the show, I'm sure I'll be able to see the wonderful effect that, for instance, our orchestra will have on our energy and our performance in general.
And I don't think we've ever had that much big of a band in any plays we've done at Houston, right?
No, we haven't.
It's already starting before it's even started.
Right.
So very good. Can you tell us a little bit about the Fine Arts Academy, the program? Like, what is it when a student comes in? What kind of requirements do they have?
Well, you have to take 4 elective classes, and you will have to do some service hours, and you'll also have to do an internship in whatever field you are in the academy for.
Oh, that's exciting. So where do you think you want to do? Are you a triple threat? Are you a dancer, actor, singer? What is your draw?
Well, I am more of an actor and a singer than I am a dancer, but I'm willing to learn. So,
So that can be your area of growth that you
Yeah.
may want to shadow.
And you might already say this, but what year are you?
I'm a junior.
Junior. So do you have plans? You know what you're going to do after high school? Or?
Well, I do believe I'm going to go to college for musical theater and take it from there.
So 42nd Street, when does it start again? Do you know?
42nd Street runs February 17th through 20th.
So it's coming soon. Are y'all ready yet?
Well, we're on our way.
You're
It's
heading in the right direction.
Yes.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, what else do you think we should look for when we're coming to see the play? So we've got dancing, we've got tap, we've got singing. What's your favorite scene?
Oh, my favorite scene, there's a nice party scene between Dorothy Brock and Abner Dillon, who is the main backer of the show. Mm-hmm. Oh, she doesn't like him very much.
It makes for good comedy, I guess?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And where can we get tickets? If I want to get tickets for the show, how do I get them?
We sell tickets at the door, and I am not sure if we're selling them online, but I'm sure if you get in contact with someone can get you a ticket.
Yeah, great.
Exciting. Well, we look forward to seeing 42nd Street. We are excited to watch the Academy for the Visual and Performing Arts begin and really take off next year. And make sure you come to see 42nd Street at Houston High School, February 17th through the 20th. And this concludes our monthly installment of Spotlight on Excellence. If you'd like more information about this or any other show on Germantown Municipal Television, visit us on our website at www.gmtvonline.org. Until next time, this has been your Superintendent Jason Manuel for this month's installment of the Germantown Municipal Television District Spotlight on Excellence.